Clues tonight about what stays and what goes, and a major increase in defense spending. Other agencies now facing sweeping cuts. Also breaking tonight, school children evacuated from their classrooms today amid bomb threats. Another cemetery desecrated. The FBI investigating the increasing number of cases of hate across this country. The severe storms coming across the South and the East Coast bracing next. 90 million Americans at risk. The major announcement late today, a moonshot. Could there be a private mission around the moon as early as next year? And what happened? Tonight, that moment at the Oscars finally explained.
La La Land.
Our team with the answers tonight behind the wrong envelope placed in their hands.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Monday night. And we begin with President Trump and major news on Obamacare, saying today nobody knew that health care could be so complicated. He met with executives from health insurance companies today as well at the White House. One saying as a candidate that replacing Obamacare will be so easy. But the president knows 20 million Americans want to know what the replacement will be. Many have been lining up at town halls. Tonight here, some early answers, and the president proposing a major increase in defense spending. How will he pay for it? ABC's Mary Bruce on Capitol Hill tonight.
As 20 million Americans wait to hear about the future of their health care, President Trump promises his plan is coming soon.
We have a plan that's going to be, I think, fantastic. It'll be released fairly soon, but I think it's going to be something special.
Candidate Trump promised a quick fix.
You're going to have such great health care at a tiny fraction of the cost, and it's going to be so easy.
But today from President Trump, a reality check.
It's an unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew that health care could be so complicated.
Republicans are already facing the backlash.
I could tell you 3 members of my family, including me, that would be dead, and homeless if it was not for ACA.
Anger and anxiety over the move to repeal and replace Obamacare pouring out at congressional town halls across the country. What comes next? A big question as Republican leaders met behind closed doors with the president at the White House. Can you promise and assure Americans covered by Obamacare that they will not lose their coverage? And when are we going to see your plan?
Yeah, so obviously we're going to be rolling out our plan very soon. This is a rescue mission. We have to step in and prevent Obamacare from getting worse, from collapsing, and we will replace it with a law that's better, that's more durable, that lowers costs.
Republicans are looking at a plan that would eliminate the individual mandate, cut federal Medicaid spending, expand health savings accounts, and provide tax credits to help buy insurance. With health care still in flux, the administration's other priorities coming in a budget outline sent to Congress today. The president proposing a major 10% increase in military spending, some $54 billion.
A message to the world in these dangerous times of American strength, security, and resolve.
And Mary Bruce joins us live tonight from Capitol Hill. And Mary, we've seen those town halls. And after he was elected, President Trump was asked about parts of Obamacare, coverage for Americans with pre-existing conditions, and their children, young adults, being covered on their parents' insurance plans. Does he still support that?
David, that's the question being asked by so many at these town halls across the country. Now, there is no legislation yet, but Republicans have said they plan to keep those 2 popular Obamacare provisions.
All right, more to come on this. In the meantime, Mary, you did report the president wants a 10% increase in defense spending. Any indications tonight how they'll pay for it?
David, get ready for deep across-the-board spending cuts at most federal agencies. Now, not on the chopping block, Social Security and Medicare. The president is promising not to touch those programs.
All right,
David.
Mary Bruce, I'll see you tomorrow night in Washington, Mary. In the meantime, tonight, the White House is pushing back against the idea from Democrats and at least one top Republican now, calling for a special prosecutor to investigate any possible ties between the president's campaign and Russia. ABC's chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl at the White House tonight.
The White House today firmly rejected calls for a special prosecutor to investigate Russian influence into the presidential campaign.
Should there be a special prosecutor? Darrell Issa has called for a special prosecutor to look into this.
Right, and I guess my question would be a special prosecutor for what?
Look into the whole Russia connection, the whole Russia influence in the campaign.
We have now for 6 months heard story after story come out about unnamed sources say the same thing over and over again, and nothing's come of it.
But now a prominent House Republican is calling for an independent investigation, saying Attorney General Jeff Sessions shouldn't be involved because of the prominent role he played in the Trump campaign.
You cannot have somebody, a friend of mine, Jeff Sessions, who was on the campaign and who is an appointee. You're going to need to use the special prosecutor's statute and office.
The White House insisted today there is nothing left to investigate, even though key questions remain unanswered.
Do you now categorically deny there were no contacts between the Russians and anybody on the campaign?
I guess my question
That's
is,
what the investigation would look at.
Right, and I guess my point is that you've had the intelligence community look at Russia's involvement in the election. You've had the House and the Senate both do the same. And so what I'm trying to ascertain is at what point, how many people have to say that there's nothing there before you realize there's nothing there?
But the FBI is still investigating, and the House and Senate Intelligence Committees have only just begun to investigate Russian interference in the campaign.
We have, I think, reached no conclusion, nor could we, in terms of issues of collusion, because we haven't called in a single witness or reviewed a single document.
All right, so let's get to John Karl live at the White House tonight. And John, you pressed Sean Spicer today about reports that he called the head of the CIA and asked him to publicly refute a news story that some of the president's campaign aides were in contact with the Russians. How did he respond?
Well, Sean did not directly deny or confirm that he made the call to the CIA director and connected him to reporters on that question. But he said that there is nothing wrong, when I asked him directly about this, there is nothing wrong with connecting what he called subject matter experts with reporters to correct an inaccurate story.
All right, Jonathan Karl at the White House again tonight. John, thank you. John, as you know, tomorrow night ABC News will carry the president's address to Congress and the nation live at 9 p.m. Eastern. I'll be joining George and the Powerhouse political team right here tomorrow night. In the meantime tonight, White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer also defending the secret military raid in Yemen, saying the White House is, quote, very comfortable with what it achieved. A Navy SEAL, William Ryan Owens, died in that raid. The president and his daughter Ivanka flew to Dover Air Force Base for the dignified transfer of his remains. But over the weekend, Ryan's father, Bill, telling the Miami Herald he would not meet with the president, calling the raid a, quote, stupid mission just a week into the administration. He's now asking for an investigation. There are unconfirmed reports tonight of another military action, a U.S. drone strike killing a top al-Qaeda official in Syria. Abu al-Khair al-Masri reportedly died on Sunday when a missile struck his car in northwestern Syria. He was a son-in-law of Osama bin Laden and linked to the 1998 bombings of 2 U.S. embassies in Tanzania and Kenya, in which more than 200 people died. Back here at home tonight, the FBI is investigating yet a new outbreak of threats against Jewish targets, including schools with young children. There were threats across several states today. Preschool children were evacuated after a bomb threat at this Jewish community center in Davie, Florida. And it comes after hundreds of gravestones were vandalized at a cemetery in Philadelphia. ABC's Wjla Benitez is in Philadelphia tonight.
Tonight, the startling images of children evacuated from a Jewish community center in South Florida after a bomb threat was called in. Similar scenes unfolding in Alabama, Michigan, Rhode Island, and New York, and it doesn't end there. Today, we've seen evacuations of 21 JCCs and day schools in at least a dozen states, 90 threats this year. So far, authorities say the threats aren't substantiated. Today, the White House condemning them.
The president continues to condemn these and any other form of anti-Semitic and hateful acts in the strongest terms.
These new threats come after an estimated 500 headstones were toppled at this Jewish cemetery in Philadelphia over the weekend. Volunteers flocking to the cemetery today. It takes 5 men to lift just one stone.
These are hallowed grounds where individuals were buried here. Their families, their friends, they don't deserve this. They deserve peace, and instead what they got was desecration.
In St. Louis last week, another Jewish cemetery vandalized. As many as 200 headstones toppled over. So far, no arrests.
And Wjla Benitez with us live tonight from that cemetery in Philadelphia. And Wjla, the FBI now investigating this case as well?
That's right, David. They are indeed investigating those bomb threats. They say they're ready to step in and help local authorities investigate this vandalism here. A bit of good news, though, David. Right now, a local labor union says it will step in to help fix each and every one of these headstones.
That is good news. All right, Wjla Benitez in Philadelphia. Thanks, Wjla. And in Kansas tonight, the suspect in what appears to be a racially motivated homicide appearing before a judge today. Adam Purinton waived a formal reading of the charges and was appointed a public defender. Purinton was arrested after shooting 2 Indian men. They were engineers. They were in a sports bar. One of them died. Witnesses report he told the men to, quote, "Get out of my country." We turn next here on a Monday night to that surprise ending at the Oscars. The wrong movie announced for the highest honor, Best Picture. Chaos on the stage when officials stepped forward to say there'd been a mistake. It wasn't La La Land, but instead Moonlight winning the honor. The audience, you can see right there, stunned, both in the theater and so many of you at home. ABC's Tom Llamas tonight with new reporting here on how this happened.
And the Academy Award.
Tens of millions around the world watching Warren Beatty, but even he seemed unsure.
For Best Picture.
Faye Dunaway stepping in to name the biggest prize of the night.
La La Land.
Stars Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, along with the film's producers, taking the stage.
Thank you to my parents.
But 3 minutes later, after a few speeches, suddenly, behind them, you see the commotion. A plot twist no one saw coming. La La Land producer Jordan Horowitz taking the mic and revealing this.
There's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Moonlight won. Come on, this is not a joke.
Moonlight, Best Picture.
Moonlight, the actual winner. The film's team confused at first, stunned, then erupting in cheers. Director Barry Jenkins thrilled.
Very clearly, even in my dreams, this could not be true. But to hell with dreams. I'm done with it, because this is true. Oh my goodness.
But the one big snafu clue was on stage the entire time. Look closely at the envelope in Beatty's hand. Actress in a leading role, not Best Picture. Beatty later explaining to the audience.
I opened the envelope, and it said, Emma Stone, La La Land. That's why I took such a long look at Faye and at you. I wasn't trying to be funny.
So how did this happen? For more than 80 years, accounting firm PwC has tallied the ballots. 2 accountants bringing 2 sets of winning envelopes in matching briefcases to the ceremony, each stationed on either side of the stage. But at the end of the show, accountant Bryant Cullinan somehow handing Beatty the second copy of Emma Stone's Best Actress envelope, not the envelope for Best Film, the final award. PwC putting out this statement overnight. We sincerely apologize to Moonlight, La La Land, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, and Oscar viewers for the error that was made during the award announcement for Best Picture. The presenters had mistakenly been given the wrong category envelope and when discovered was immediately corrected. It's not the first time. Back in 1964, Sammy Davis Jr. was handed the wrong envelope.
They gave me the wrong envelope. Wait till the NAACP hears about this.
As for this year's mix-up, Best Actress Emma Stone telling our Amy Robach backstage, Moonlight's victory was well-deserved.
I'm so beyond excited for Moonlight. I think Moonlight is one of the greatest films of all time.
Mahershala Ali seen here backstage with Ryan Gosling, praising the crew from La La Land for graciously handling the mix-up.
I think I needed to hear them say it multiple times and really pull us up. I just absolutely love all of those folks up there.
Now, not since 1964, that clip from Sammy Davis Jr. We love seeing that, Tom. In the meantime, you're with us from L.A. tonight. And, Tom, the accountant who gave the wrong envelope to Warren Beatty apparently sent out a tweet and then deleted it.
That's right, David. We want to put that tweet up on the screen right now. It shows Emma Stone holding that Oscar statuette. The caption reads, Best Actress Emma Stone, backstage, hashtag PwC. It came from the account of Brian Cullinan, that accountant in question, and it was posted right around the time that he gave that envelope, the wrong envelope, to the 2 legendary actors, Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, right when they walked out there on stage. Now, many questioning tonight whether this accountant was distracted, and that's what led to the big error, David.
Yeah, questions about social media and confusion. Tom Llamas with us from L.A. tonight. Tom, thanks as always. There is still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Monday. The severe storms coming across the South tomorrow. The East Coast bracing next. 90 million Americans at risk. We'll take you through the track. Also tonight, the couple convicted, taunting a child's birthday party with the Confederate flag. Tonight, the shocking sentence now in. Also, the deadly plane crash in the middle of this country. Victims trapped underwater. Divers struggling to pull them out. And tonight here, we celebrate the life of actor Bill Paxton, co-star Tom Hanks, fans, colleagues, all remembering what made him so special on screen and off. As we also learn tonight how he died after surgery. We'll be right back.
Are your allergies holding you back, or is it your allergy pills? Break through your allergies. Introducing Flonase Sensimist. More complete allergy relief in a gentle mist you may not even notice. Using unique Mist Pro technology, new Flonase Sensimist delivers a gentle mist to help block 6 key inflammatory substances that cause your symptoms. Most allergy pills only block 1, and 6 is greater than 1. Break through your allergies. New Flonase Sensimist.
Introducing new Depend Real Fit briefs, now more breathable than ever.
In situations like this, there's no time for distractions. It's not enough to think I'm ready. I need to know I'm ready, no matter what lies ahead.
Get a free